It's easy to look like a genius when the game is open, when the crowd is roaring and the spaces are wide. But the true measure of a Manchester United manager isn't found in the glorious 3-2 thrillers. No, it's found in the silence, the frustration, the gridlock. On January 17th, 2026, Michael Carrick faces something far more dangerous than a rival derby. He faces a trap, a tactical wall designed by Marco Silva to strip away everything Carrick's new United relies on. This isn't just another fixture. This is the acid test that determines if the Carrick revolution is real or just a fleeting illusion. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are dissecting the narrative that will define the rest of Manchester United's season. Since taking the wheel, Michael Carrick has injected a sense of freedom back into Old Trafford. The results have turned. The mood has lifted. But analysts are circling this specific date, February 1st, against Fulham, as the moment where the rubber meets the road. Why? Because up until now, United has thrived on chaos and transition. But Fulham, under Marco Silva, doesn't give you chaos. They give you order. Suffocating, disciplined, boring order. In this video, we're going to break down exactly why this match is Carrick's biggest headache. We'll look at the tactical mismatch, the psychological pressure of Old Trafford, and why breaking down a low block is the final boss for any elite manager. If you enjoy deep dive football documentaries like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Let's get into the tactics. To understand the danger, we first have to understand the success. Michael Carrick's United has been built on speed, verticality, the thrill of the counterattack. In recent weeks, we've seen them destroy teams that try to go toe-to-toe with them. When the opponent opens up, United feasts. This style relies on space behind the opponent's defense. It relies on the other team wanting to win the ball back high up the pitch, leaving gaps for Cunha, Bumo, or Ahmad to exploit. It's heavy metal football, and it's perfect for restoring confidence. It makes the fans scream. It brings back the United DNA. But here's the problem. What happens when the opponent refuses to dance? What happens when there is no space behind the defense because the defense is standing on their own 18-yard line? This is where the transition trap fails. You can't counterattack a team that never attacks you in the first place. And this is exactly where Michael Carrick has to prove he is more than just a vibe manager, but a tactical architect. Enter Marco Silva. And this Fulham side isn't the Fulham of old. Sitting comfortably around 7th in the table, they have become the Premier League's ultimate disruptors. Look at their record this season. A gritty draw against Liverpool. A tactical masterclass to beat Chelsea. They are giant killers, not because they outplay the big teams, but because they outweight them. Silva has drilled this team into one of the most compact units in Europe. When they lose the ball, they don't panic. They retreat. They form two banks of four that are so close together, you couldn't slide a credit card between them. This is a low block. And for a team like United, who want to run, this is kryptonite. Fulham is happy to let United have the ball. In fact, they want United to have the ball. They know that if United has 70% possession, Carrick's players might get impatient. They might overcommit. And that is when Fulham strikes. They aren't just defending, they are setting a trap, waiting for a single mistake to launch their own counter. This match is being called the acid test for a reason. It examines the one thing we haven't seen from Carrick yet, a structured possession game. Can his team break down a wall? When you play against a low block, speed doesn't matter. Precision matters. Movement matters. You need players rotating positions, passing in triangles, trying to pull just one defender out of position to create a gap. It requires immense patience. And patience is not something Old Trafford is famous for. Imagine the scenario. It's the 60th minute. The score is 0-0. United has passed the ball sideways 400 times. Fulham hasn't moved an inch. This is the test. Does Carrick stick to the plan? Do the players trust the system? Or do they start trying hero balls? Do they start shooting from 30 yards out of desperation? That is exactly what Marco Silva is banking on. He is betting that United's discipline will break before Fulham's defense does. We cannot ignore the venue. Old Trafford is a multiplier. When United is winning, it's a fortress. But when things are stagnant, the atmosphere changes. It becomes heavy. You can hear the groans with every backward pass. For Michael Carrick, a club legend, this pressure is unique. He knows that crowd better than anyone. He knows that after a string of good results, the expectation is a comfortable win. It's only Fulham, they will say, but that expectation is a burden. If Fulham manages to kill the game in the first half, silence will fall over the stadium. And in that silence, doubt creeps in. The players feel it. The ball starts to feel like a bomb. Carrick's challenge isn't just tactical, it's emotional management. He has to keep his players calm when 75,000 people are demanding urgency. He has to prevent the letdown that so often follows big emotional wins. So, how does Carrick solve this puzzle? How do you pick the lock? The key lies in the half spaces and the midfield pivot. Players like Bruno Fernandes cannot just wait for the ball. They have to drift into the tiny pockets of space between Fulham's defenders. Width will be essential. If United's wingers cut inside too early, they just run into traffic. Carrick needs his wingers to hug the touchline, stretching Fulham's defensive line horizontally, forcing them to open up just a fraction. It's a game of inches. And then, there is the risk. To score, United must commit bodies forward. But if they commit too many, Fulham's transition will kill them. It is a high-wire act. Carrick has to find the perfect balance between aggression and security. One slip, one bad pass in midfield, and the trap snaps shut. February 1st, Manchester United versus Fulham. On paper, it's just 3 points. But in reality, it is the proof of concept for the Carrick era. Beating the big teams on the counterattack is one thing. But dominating a disciplined, defensive, stubborn team that refuses to lose? That is what champions do. If Carrick wins this, he proves he has a system, not just a vibe. If he loses, the questions will return. What do you think will happen? Will Fulham's wall hold firm? Or will Carrick find the key to unlock the defense? Let me know your score predictions in the comments below. I'll be down there reading them. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tactical breakdowns. I'll see you in the next one.